In this lesson, we're going to be covering bookmarks and how to use them within the page. So we need to add a bunch of page content to this page. I'm going to create several different divs, and they can all have the class of output. So I have a few different divs with some content. And up at the top, we'll create an unordered list. And within here, we'll have list items. So these list items we're going to turn into hyperlinks. And they'll link out to different parts of the web page. And we'll start by having this first one just have 1, 2, and 3. So let's update the HTML accordingly. And that actually should be 3. Should output 3. So that gives us some content for the page. I'm going to apply some styling because we do need to have the ability to scroll in order for the bookmarks to work. So selecting the box, and then for the box, we'll apply a border, solid and black, and then apply some padding. I'll do 50 pixels of padding. So that gives us an option that we can scroll down to the content. And in order for the anchor tags to work, we need to specify them, and we can use the IDs in order to connect them to different page elements. And that will scroll to whatever the page element is that has the ID that's being associated with the hyperlink. So within these, if we want to link to 1, and that's going to be the element with a ID of 1, this is going to be the element with an ID of 2, and this is going to be the element with an ID of 3. And don't forget, you do need to include the hash in order for the scrolling to take place. So when we click it, we see we're scrolled down automatically. So the page centers and adds that element at the top. So this element here is the one with the ID of 1. And so that one got moved right to the top when I clicked it. If I click 2, it will bring me to the element with a ID of 2. And we'll just add in here. We'll add some H1 tags so we can better distinguish the elements with the right IDs. So this one is 3, that one's 2, and then this first one is going to be with the ID of 1. Let's also select the unordered list, and we'll position the unordered list. So position it sticky at the top and set its top position to 0 and its left position to 0 as well. And I'll update the background. So set the background color to be black. So that places it at the top. It's always going to be sticky at the top. We'll update the anchor to a color of white so we can see it better. And we'll update the list items. So for the list items, let's do a display, and we'll inline block display them. So that way they go across the top there. And then for the unordered list itself, we'll add a margin of bottom to it, and we'll do 50 pixels to the bottom. So that way none of the elements are going to be by default when we load the page, that they're going to be sitting directly where the navigation menu is. Actually, let me adjust that to be 30. So now when I click them, these are sticky at the top, and we'll also notice that we're able to scroll to the elements.